What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another deck profile here on TCGU University for the card game UniVersus. My name is Tam, and today I'm going to be showing you James's Mad Pierrot list from the most recent Campus Championship we did, Twitch Picks. So, if you like this, make sure you go out and check out all the matches out there. He did a fairly okay. And yeah, let's jump into the profile. Okay, so Mad Pierrot. If you guys have not seen one of my if you guys have not seen one of my deck profiles for the UniVersus series, what I do, as opposed to just reading off the card, I'm going to take and I'm going to give you a bit of the elevator pitch for how the deck works and how it runs. And so the way that this Mad Pierrot deck works is it's going to be utilizing the Dark Ones card, Hellfire Impalement, in order to mill through its deck as quickly as it can, find and draw as many cards as it can, ready as many cards as it can, and just keep beating ass. Like that's its entire game plan. And so we're going to be running through what he wants to do. And so Mad Pierrot gives additional speed by discarding cards, and then he has a little bit of damage mitigation. And James is a kooky fella and absolutely loves the fact that nobody plays the static on Mad Pierrot. And so James actually does play all 4 Mad Pierrot inside of his deck. He thinks that this is really, really good, and I agree with him. For the late game, it's sometimes that you can't kill your opponent, or your opponent's really good at blocking. Well, if you happen to grab all 4 of these, your attacks become unblockable. And so these massive Punch and Judy fueled nightmares of attacks will kill you eventually because of because of the unblockable state. You can have minus 100 speed. It doesn't matter. You can have the best block in your hand. It doesn't matter. Mad Pierrot says you're going to die. So the first attack that I'm going to be talking about is Technical Sphere, and the reason that I'm bringing this up first is because this is a copy of every other attack that we're going to be playing inside of our deck. We want to be removing cards out of our discard pile in order to play a bunch of cool stuff, and Technical Sphere is the way that I get to just utilize it, as well as a 3-diff, or 3-check, excuse me. So I'm playing a bunch of 1s and 2s because, as we saw, I am playing Hellfire Impalement, which we'll get to in just a second, and this just becomes a 3-check copy of any card in my deck, including Hellfire Impalement. So play 4 Technical Sphere before it rotates. The card's an absolute blast. Copy another cool stuff. Cool moves. I'm going to put this over here. Forgot about the glare. It's just as bad there. Perfect. We're playing 4 Hellfire Impalement. This card is the main engine of the deck. It's probably going to be the main engine of a lot of decks here in the UniVersus format. It says discard the top 10 cards of your deck, top 14 with Mad Pierrot, and for every inside of the top 10, whenever you find a 1 or a 2 check, you're going to draw an additional card. And then you can remove cards out of your discard pile. I don't know for what possible reason we want to remove cards. You get to ready that many foundations. So let's say that I've built my 4 foundations, or I built 5 foundations on turn 1. I'm a 7-hander. That's very easy to do. I take and I play the Hellfire Impalement. I check a 1. I commit my 4 cards. Oh no. I mill my 10. I find 4 1s or 2 checks. I'm going to draw 4 cards, remove those 4 cards, and then ready them all back up. It's like I didn't even check the 1. It didn't even happen. And so from here, it's now a 7 high for 7 in Mad Pierrot because he's going to mill an additional 4. Not to mention any other milling that I get the chance to do. And I'm going to utilize my discard pile as an additional resource. This card is insane. Pick them up now before they're gone. In a very Mad Pierrot specific deck, we're playing 4 Moondance Ritual. This card says gauge 2, and it is a 7 low for 2, which means as Mad Pierrot, it is a 9 low for 2 that gives me an additional character card and gets to build in some really, really cool stuff. The most popular card is a Moment of Rest, and we can't see that. A Moment of Rest, and we'll get to that in just 1 second, all the crazy interactions that can do. But this card is super, super good. Super, super good. We're playing 4 Let's Party because this is the best way under Evil and Fire, which we could be playing the deck under either symbol. We chose Fire today in order to, or did we choose Fire? Yeah, we chose Fire. We have Punch and Judy. In order to push and make sure that we can find Hellfire Impalement as quickly as we can. You can see a little bit. Hellfire Impalement as quickly as we can. It is the engine of the deck. Mill 4, pick up Hellfire, kill them. That is the plan. Up next, we're playing a double coffee Samba. Now, the reason we're only playing 2 of this card is because we can just copy it with Technical Sphere. Remember, this is a copy of everything inside of our deck. And so I don't have to play put it here. I don't have to play a ton of cards in order to make sure that the coffee Samba play works. Or if I need to, I'll just pick it up with a Let's Party if that's the right play. It says draw, commit out their entire board, and now my Hellfire Impalements are for sure going to hit. Plus 2 speed off of everything off of Mad Pierrot. This is such a beautiful start card as well as a finish card. Strong stuff. We're also playing a double missile launcher. under the traditional build for Mad Pierrot, you would just be playing 4 Coffee Samba, but James decided to mix it up a little bit and go 2 and 2, just because of the utility of being able to combo off of the 2 checks inside of Hellfire and not necessarily having to risk the 1 all the time. We already draw enough cards off of Hellfire. We don't need to draw the extras off of Coffee Samba like we used to. And then we're playing a single Alurophobia, just because it's really good to be copied off of a removed Technical Sphere, or after it's been removed, copying it with Technical Sphere. It just says double its damage, and we're playing the Punch and Judy loop, as you'll see right now. We're playing for a Big Shot Judy. This card says any attack that I want is unblockable, and any attack that of yours is blockable. Minus 12 speed, or plus 12 speed, or plus 3, and then with the punches, plus 3, and then plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3, plus 3. Any character wishes they had plus 3 on any attack that they wanted. And so, like, the fact that we just get to play these, and that you can pick them up from your discard pile after you milled 4, after you milled 10 off of Hellfire, it's just really, really silly. I expect this card to make a comeback here in the near future. We're playing a singular out of your league. The easiest way to stop me is to revoke me, and this card says that you don't revoke me. One of the sickest plays that you can do inside of this deck is if you already have all of this gas ready, the first thing you do is you play Let's Party, and then you just find the out of your league. Let's say they choose not to negate that. You find the out of your league, and then if they were saving that response on the revoke or the response on whatever you needed for later in the turn, you picked up the answer to it. You said, no, thank you. I'm going to kill you. Onto the foundations, onto the support cards. So all of these cards obviously work well together. This is one of the most synergistic decks that you can make in the UniVersus format right now, just because of using your discard pile as such a strong resource. But we are playing for a Moment of Rest just because we very much, one, it's super, super easy to build it in with Moondance Ritual first and foremost, and 2, James wants to make sure that late game all of his attacks are unblockable, and so just being able to make sure that we get to add our stuff in by giving everything gauge, like giving something gauge and then punch and Judying it to make sure that it hits, really, really strong. On turn 1, reviewing one of these and then playing the Moondance Ritual on turn 1, giving it build it in, flip this thing, play it, and then if you happen to have a second one in your hand, you win the game. With this 2-card combo just wins you the game if it connects. So you should be playing this card for sure. We're playing 4 Explosive Acrobatics. This is the removal portion. We're kind of like into the different sections of the deck, right? So the next section that we're talking about is the removal portion. I want to be able to remove whatever I need to. I need to be able to remove the Alurophobia. I haven't seen a Hellfire Impalement, so I need to remove all these cards so that my Technical Sphere is alive. That's really all this card is for. As well as a Worthy Vessel. It does the same thing. As opposed to -1 speed and just getting to do it over and over again, this card has a block. It gives an additional damage by paying some vitality, which we don't care about. Our vitality doesn't matter until it hits 0, and we just remove a choice piece out of either our discard pile or theirs. Excuse me, theirs. What is this? Not even a word. More milling, more building, more killing. We've got a mill, build, kill. We've got 4 Folktale Storyteller. This card just says, after I play it, I'm gonna build it into my staging area. Mills an additional 3 cards. That doesn't necessarily matter, but it lets me just keep extending combos. Breaker's a real big thing in this deck. If you breaker this deck too hard and it checks bad, then it's just more prone to get its wheels clogged. And so we don't need to. We need to be able to push through things like that have heavy breaker. We're playing 4 Soul of the Sword. It's more mill, and it just says discard the top 3. Your tech gets 1 damage. So discard 4 for 2 speed, discard 3 for 1 damage. We're turboing through our deck so quickly that we are for sure going to be finding the pieces that we want. Playing 3 Wishing Ward. It's more mill and a little bit of a little bit of disruption. I'm using the wrong word there. A little disruption for my opponent. Momentum might be the thing that kills me, just because I'm not going to be blocking. I'm going to be more damage mitigation off of Mad Pro than anything. And so my opponent is going to be stacking up momentum if I can't 1 or 2 shot them. And so maybe it's possible that they're playing their own missile launcher deck. Well, I need to make sure that I get rid of that momentum before they're allowed to play that card. We're playing 1 Hellword Bound. This card is fine. It is a 3/5, and it's once again it's one of James's pet cards. He absolutely loves this card for the same reason he loves stacking the Mad Pierrots. He thinks that if we can take and remove enough cards out of our discard pile, that the 3/6 might be the thing that wins the game. I hate to tell him I've never seen it happen ever, but the form flip discard and attack from your card pool is relevant whenever you need to kill them. Form flip discard 1, it basically says that your next attack is -2 difficulty because you discarded 1 progressive and then you flipped, and now I can commit this guy in order to pass my check. Really, really strong stuff. We're playing 4 Born from Destruction. This is just more power. It's just more stats. Mad Pierrot's given 2 speed, and then if one of my cards have been removed by, I don't know, any of the many things that remove cards from our discard pile, every Born from Destruction says +1/+1, +1/+1, +1/+1. At one time, he built 2 of these on turn 1, and I got turned 2'd off of 3 attacks. He just killed me, and he kept going and could have done 40. Every character in the game died whenever he saw 2 of these in a way to remove whatever cool attack he wanted to play every turn. It was really good stuff. And the cool thing about Born from Destruction and Mad Pierrot is it gives +1 speed, +1 damage, so it's possible. Like, the right play to do is actually to -1 speed off of the explosive acrobatics, and then just give it 1/1 back. So we just net gained +1 damage. Super worth it. Super, super worth it. Onto the other removal stuff. So these cards count as extra damage. This is extra speed on the removal. It just says enhance flip tech is +4 speed. It's always going to get +4 speed. You're never going to pop this off beforehand. As well as Marshall Banana says that enhance commit +5 speed. Very rarely will you pop this off before you get to the +5 for 1 for every attack card removed from the game. And then my last card is just the consistency card, the Azure Nightmare. As I said, we are playing a ton of bad checks, and so the Azure Nightmare says that if I do happen to check bad, I can commit this, discard one of the mini cards that I've drawn off of Hellfire Impalement or being a 7-hander with Mad Pierrot, ready up this backup, burn them if it was this to make my job a little easier, and then keep playing cards. I just want to draw and play and give as many stats and many awesome things as I can. All right, so that was James's Mad Pierrot. Oh, sorry, that was James's Mad Pierrot deck. Make sure that you show him some love down in the comments down below. Let him know what you would add or take out in this deck. He would love to have the feedback. If you liked the deck and want to see how it performed, make sure you go check out the Twitch Picks Campus Championship that we have here on a playlist on the channel. And if you want to support us financially, I would absolutely love that. Go toss a couple bucks at us at patreon.com/TCGUniversity. Get access to our Discord link where you can have a full-blown conversation about this deck with James, the creator, in there. So from all of us here on TCGU, thank you very much for watching, and stay learned.